Today's guest is Tom Ross from Design Cuts, who built an audience of 400,000 designers and grown to a 7-figure business. So I invited him on the show today to find out more. So buckle up and hold on tight as I beam your ears all the way to the UK so we can speak with Tom Ross from Design Cuts, who's going to share his story with us. So a massive warm welcome to the show, Tom. Can you tell the listeners a little about who you are and what you do?
Yeah, hi Neil. Thank you for having me on. Absolute pleasure. Always good to connect with a fellow Brit as well.
A fellow Brit podcaster as well. There's not many of us out there, is there?
I think we're the only two actually, Neil. So yeah, we need to organise a meetup. My name is Tom Ross. I'm a 30-year-old entrepreneur. I've been dabbling in this space since quite a young age, and that's led me to run the company I'm now running, which is designcuts.com, which is a global community of 400,000 graphic designers, and it's just the best, most positive, friendly community I've ever seen online. That's my whole thing that I love to do, is create compelling brands and engaged communities. So it's not so much kind of what we're selling, although I'm very proud of that too, but the community is the part I'm most proud of. And so, yeah, I'm more than happy to dig into any of that with you today. But I think creating those human, fantastic communities where everyone really cares and they're really close-knit and they look out for each other, that for me is the coolest thing about online marketing.
And I'm conscious there are going to be a few people listening that have not heard of Design Cuts or hearing about you guys for the very first time. And for those people, Design Cuts offers discounted design bundles for creative professionals, plus even creative geekery too. But can you tell me a little bit more about exactly what it is and what makes you guys unique out there?
Yeah, sure. So we are a marketplace, I guess, akin to something like Amazon, whereby we work with the best product creators in the world and we help distribute their products to a global audience. So basically, if you're a web designer, brand designer, graphic designer, or even an entrepreneur who's looking for some cool social media graphics to make your Instagram look nicer, that's all the stuff we sell. We sell these time-saving templates, these professional-looking graphics, these fonts that are going to make your blog look that much better. That's all the stuff that we sell. I think what makes us different is we're highly curated. So unlike some of our competitors that sell millions of products, we only work with the best kind of 2% of product creators in the industry. So we have no interest in the 98%. We only work with the absolute tip top, which means that when you're browsing our marketplace, everything is really high quality, really, really curated and really beautiful. And then on the back of that, you also get the best licensing, which normally would cost you 10 times more, but you get that wrapped in for free. You get the ability to save up to 50%. So all of these type of things, we're really proud of some of the USPs that we've carved out in that market, and people seem to really resonate with it.
Now, before we delve too much into Design Cuts, we'll have a lot of startup founders listening to the show that we're going to want to learn from your success story. So I want to take you back in time to where this all began. I mean, can you tell me more about your story, the kind of choices that you made that helped you build an audience, which is essentially right now 400,000 designers, and that has grown to a 7-figure company? It's inspirational.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that. So as I mentioned, I've done these online ventures since I was about 12 years old, dabbling and learning and starting various projects. And one of the bigger ones was I started a design blog called PSD Fan. And a lot of what I was trying to teach myself at that point, I was trying to learn internet marketing better. And I would jump on Google and search, how to do internet marketing. And I'm sure, Neil, you can imagine some of the stuff that was coming up, right?
Yeah.
A lot of the sleazy ebooks and people saying it was all about how many followers you had and how much traffic you were getting. So that's how I thought it had to be done, even though my natural inclination was to build these fun communities and to care about people and that kind of thing. I thought, well, that's great, but that isn't how you build a business. So to build a business, I need to do what these so-called experts are telling me, and I need to attract a lot of traffic. And so I did that, and my blog ended up getting 100,000 visitors a month after a couple of months, and then pretty soon it was getting 250,000 visitors a month. And for a blog that's, over time getting millions of visitors, you would have thought I would have been chuffed and I would have effectively made it. But that isn't what happened, because a lot of these tactics to attract traffic weren't attracting the right type of traffic. I'd be getting visitors from places like StumbleUpon. I'd be getting lower value visitors in the respect that they'd bounce off the site quite a lot, and they might visit once and then not stick around. And so even though I was able to pay my way through college and get a kind of decent part-time income from it, I never turned it into a full, long-term, sustainable, really healthy business that I wanted it to be. And it began to feel like a bit of a large hollow shell where I just thought, I've got this audience of millions of people, but it hasn't really amounted to all that much, and that was really disparaging. And so when I then went and started Design Cuts and I saw an opportunity within the market, I decided to turn everything on its head. And I thought, I don't care about traffic, I don't care about how big my audience is, I'm going to build the most engaged audience I can. And so I started building this really close-knit community, this tribe around what I was doing. I started really caring and getting to know the people incredibly well, and ironically on the back of that I built a bigger audience than I ever did with my blog, and certainly a much bigger and more successful business.